cool kids, what do you know? I'm here to tell you about silver to go. Oh no, what is that I say? I got some thoughts for you today. Yay. All right, cool kids. So we really got to talk about this. Had a lovely discussion last night. A really cool video from Poor Man's Gold, and it got me thinking. What is it about fractionals that really gets me excited? You know, me. This is just me. It might be you too. The smaller the hunk of silver, the more I like it, all other things being equal. And other people might argue with that. So I'm going to talk about that and show you why I feel that way. You guys might feel a different way. Let me know in the comments how you feel about that statement. Now, you guys may not know this, but different people stack different things. And some people... Poor Man's Gold's a great example, not to name drop or anything. Some people are very particular about what ends up in their stack. And I recall a long time ago, he and I had a lovely discussion about 90% silver, which he does like. And specifically regarding silver dimes. Yeah, dimes, 10-cent coins. He is not a fan, as I recall. Never liked them. No. Didn't understand. If I remember, this is off the top of my head, guys. If I remember correctly, that man told me, I don't understand why people bother. Now, this is going to go to the pro or the con of what I'm talking about here, which is storage space. So, the big con of the small stuff is it takes more space to store. You can fit a whole lot more silver in a tube if you're stacking these, right? Than you can if you're stacking these, right? Look at the size difference here. Now this is the smallest. Well, no, it's not the smallest. Second smallest silver coin used in the U.S. The 3-cent coin is actually smaller. I can actually pull one of those out. Okay, but my problem with the 3-cent coin is it's not 90%. Well, technically they were for a short time 90%, but they quickly dropped that to 75%. So, as far as I'm concerned, they don't count. Okay. Because they're a different percentage and you can't really stack them. Good luck finding one for less than $5-6 in piss poor condition. Okay, so really, and same thing with the half dime. In a perfect world, they would have made these till 1964, guys, and I would be happy because this is like the perfect size coin. I would stack these, guys. If these were junk, guys, I wouldn't stack anything else, really. I'm telling. Why would you? Because the pro of fractionals that are small is no matter what denomination of silver I need. In other words, whatever purchase I'm making, whatever amount I need to make that purchase, I have it. If I have that much silver. So, okay, here we go. Check it out. I go to, say it's SHTF. SHTF, we're doing the barter system. I walk up to my main man, the baker. I have a Morgan dollar in my hand, right? And I'm like, Mr. Baker, I want a loaf of bread. Now, Mr. Baker may or may not have change for me, okay, in this transaction. Mr. Baker might say, I ain't got you, man. I ain't got no change for all of that right now. Come back later in the day, you know. Or Mr. Baker might be like, I'm short 50 cents. Well, Let's talk about that. You know, being short this much back then, or right now, in this scenario, I mean, that's a nice hunk of silver, right? To be short. Also, reverse it. Mr. Baker wants me to come in, right, with this stuff right here. Okay, Mr. Baker wants this stuff because it's the same thing. It has more fungibility, right? I can exchange it for more various amounts. 5 cents, right, can be $1 if I have 20 of them. It can be 50 cents if I have 10 of them. See the math here? A lot of possibilities with a fiver. 25er, not so many possibilities, right? So it's divisible. Yeah. But unfortunately, for whatever reason, I know why, it was the nickel lobby, they quit making my favorite U.S. silver coin. Right about the time they started making barber dimes. Yeah. Well, no. I think it's weird because, like, there was the shield nickels in 1864, but I think they were doing both. Let me double check that. Hold on. Hold that thought. Yeah, my faculties haven't completely left me. It was 1873 when they quit making them. So they were making nickel coins and half dimes. I don't know why you'd ever want the nickel coins. Man, yeah, well, 1873 is when they stopped making them. I wish they'd have kept making them until 1964. Doesn't make any sense. Why would you... Well, I know why. The nickel lobbies paid for the privilege. Anyway, so 10-cent coin, right? I want $1. I got 10 of them. Want $100, right? See where I'm going with this? Got 1,000 of them. Just, move the decimal point. The key is that I have the ability to buy small items or barter for small items that I can't barter for if I'm running around the place, right, sporting just silver dollars. If all I've got, right, are American Silver Eagles, right, I am going to have big problems come time to make an exchange for something small like a candy bar or rock candy, right? Or a Band-Aid. I don't know. Whatever you're trading. Doesn't matter. And yes, Silver Eagles are worse than dollar coins. But dollar coins, you'd have to be buying something mighty, mighty tasty, like a steak, Would you buy a steak with one of these dollar coins here? Would you? Would you buy a steak with it? That'd be a nice steak, wouldn't it? That'd be one of them fancy Japanese hand-raised joints there, wouldn't it? Yeah. Or maybe you just have a trade dollar, speaking of the Orient. Yeah, you just grab a trade dollar and just go trade. It's crazy trade time. The thing is, guys, the smaller the coin, right, the more ability you have to make smaller purchases, smaller trades. You have more options, right? You have the same options you had with the big coin, but you get the additional options of being able to parse it out specifically as you want. You're not going to be holding the bag saying, "Oh man, I'm 5 cents off." That's not going to happen to you if you have half dimes. Okay. Now, if you're just sporting dimes, you might be a dime off. Okay. You might be giving them a dime. So, again, like I said, I wish they had made half dimes till 1964. But anyway, I want to thank PMG for the thought. Anyway, he had told me, he said, I don't like these dimes. Well, anyway, I won't spoil the story, but go check out his channel, link in the description. And you can check out his wife. Really hooked him up fat, man. And you guys will like that. It's a heartwarming story. all of that. But yeah, listen, man, the smaller the denomination and amount of silver, all things being equal, so that means you're paying the same price per ounce, right? You're going to go with that smaller denomination every time. That's my advice. I'm not giving investment advice, only stacking advice for SHTF. You want that smaller amount anytime you can get it. Obviously, that's all things being equal, which isn't how it works most of the time. So most of the time, if you want something smaller, it's going to cost you more. Okay, U.S. dimes are an exception, I notice, especially Roosevelts. Mercs aren't. Barbers, I mean, I wouldn't recommend stacking barbers. If I see them, I grab them if they're, the same price as anything else and they're not too horribly worn, I will grab them. But I don't grab them, honestly, I forget barbers. Barbers that's a whole different game. If you want to check out barbers, Tom's Coins, he's your guy. If you want to learn about that. If you want to learn about Franklin halves, I ain't your guy, man. You want to talk about Franklin halves? AG Stacker 1776 is your guy, I'm sure there's plenty of other guys, but the point is, fractional, guys. If you can get it, the smaller the denomination, all things being equal. I love war nickels. Everybody hates on war nickels. I don't hate them. You think about it, right? A war nickel has more silver in it per cent than any of those 90% silver coins. Okay? It's got quite a bit more silver than a half dime does. Actually, let me get some out and we'll compare, because I want to give you the exact number. I know that the half dime is 0.0362. And if I remember right, the war nickel is like 0.05. So it's a fair bit more silver in it than one of these. This is 90% though. But you got to realize how much bigger a nickel coin is than this coin in diameter and thickness. So let me grab a war nickel real quick and show you the difference in size. Yeah, one's 90%, one's 35%, but the coin's more than twice the size. So, simple mathematics and physics are involved here, right? 1 + 1 = 2, or 0.0563, right? So that's almost 0.06. That's almost as much silver as a Canadian dime. It's like really close. Whereas this is almost half as much silver as a Canadian dime. Right? This is like a fish scale, a little bigger than a fish scale. Which makes perfect sense. The old fish scales were sterling silver, except for 2 years. So it makes perfect sense that they're very similar in size. It's a half dime. A fish scale is a 5-cent coin. This is a 5-cent coin, but it is much larger, much more robust. You're not going to call this a scale of anything. It's not a pretty coin, but you're getting more silver. All things being equal, I would buy this, obviously, because it's more premier. It's 90%, but you get these under melt all the time, guys. I'm just saying, don't stuff your nose up at war nickels. There are pros to it. Anyway, I've gone on long enough. All this stuff, though, of the denominations, I don't care for quarters. They tend to not divide up as well. You're going to end up losing a nickel here and a dime there. Okay, you're going to nickel and dime yourself using quarters and SHTF. Just because they're only divisible or multiplicable in certain ways, and it's not great. I don't think it's great. 0.1808 ounces. Think of it in silver weights. 0.1808. That's a weird number, right? That's not a quarter of an ounce. It's not even a fifth of an ounce, right? Whereas some of these other numbers kind of make sense. Anyway, again, I don't want to get too far into it. The more divisible it is, all things being equal, the better it is for you. That's my advice. It's not investment advice, it's stacker advice. Go get it, guys. Thank you for watching, and find all the collectibles of your dreams while you're awake. If you can't find them, don't blame me, because I tried to show them to you. Guys, like, share, and subscribe, all that jive, and don't forget to check out PMG. I'm going to put his link in the description. And you know what? I might add Tom's Coins and AG Stacker 1776 too, just because I mentioned them. All right, peace out, guys.